not a rage bait or not video, but a comment that seriously makes me question, and not really question, this is honestly just an in-depth like process of how I view content creation. And I think some other reactors definitely can take lessons from this if you're in the same sort of trouble. So this comment right here, first of all, we have a contestant, Breedable Baby. You should get banned for that name alone. I look at your channel and the profile picture is Battle Shonen. Everything is in line with the stereotypes that I talk about. Whenever I see a Battle Shonen profile picture, I immediately think this person's retarded. There's a high chance. Not everybody that consumes Battle Shonen is, but the likelihood of a comment being stupid being tied to a Battle Shonen, very high. Let's see what Breedable Baby had to say. Seriously, you dropped everything. Why not experiment, react to other animes, just upload them for experimental experience? And if you guys don't know what he's talking about, recently I made a video, right? Recently I made a video explaining that it is fucking stupid for me to keep farming these random ass shows over and over and over again. And when I made this comment, so many people are just like, yup, I'm surprised you didn't do it, bro. I'm surprised that you didn't do this earlier. Because like, here's the idea. Why the fuck would I continue to make content for an audience that doesn't exist and give, like, basically I'm holding hostage the majority of the audience to satisfy the few. Type 1 in chat if you guys actually prefer the new method where we can actually watch community series. Because like, dropping shows doesn't mean you get less content. Dropping shows means we can finally start watching all these other shows that just does better. Death Note, we're waiting for Frieren. Maybe we could get Jujutsu Kaisen going up, right? There's so many other shows in the backlog that's being gatekept by random seasonal weeklies. It's like, what is the idea here? The idea here is there's always gonna be these type of people. Let me show you, let me show you like a visual representation just to make you understand how ridiculous of a notion it is to try to pander around the people who are like, no, oh my god, you dropped everything. If you are seriously complaining that like you're not gonna watch my channel because I dropped like a specific season, like a weekly series, you most likely are a tourist, and I don't like you. Not in like a personal way, but it's like there's nothing wrong with you being a tourist. You can't expect everyone to watch everything. That's delusional. But you have to make sure that you have a method, a system that taps into trends to make tourists find you for something new. And the more that they watch, they start to realize, I think I might like this guy's content for more than the show that I watch. The things that he says, he makes these other shows entertaining too. And that's how you create a community. That's how you actually become a channel that is sustainable rather than getting carried by random trends. And when that trend is gone, boom, right? They just leave. So the point that I'm trying to elaborate right now is this is a tourist right over here, right? I'm just going to give you a random ballpark, just figure, right? And these are the community members that's waiting. And time after time, when I make random series shows about weekly seasonal that no one cares about, all these people are fucking upset. Every time, for every one of you, maybe there's like 100 others that's frustrated that I'm not covering Death Note, I'm not covering Monogatari series, I'm not covering these seasonal, the community series. And it's like, why not experiment or react to other animes? What are you talking about? Just upload them for experimental experience. Entitled children have no understanding how this works. They think that the videos just fall from the fucking tree for free. I have to obviously spend time to record the video. The video then gets passed on to my editor, who I pay for that video to get edited. And then it goes live. Every video that I take an L on is me basically burning money. I'm literally paying to lose right now. And it's so easy to be generous of other people's time and efforts. This is something I've noticed. Time after time, you're gonna have losers coming in saying, just edit it yourself, just make more videos, but they don't realize what's actually happening behind the scenes, and they end up just commenting the most craziest, dumbest shit possible. And if I read these comments and did what they did, this channel wouldn't exist, right? Doing what these monkeys say is the last thing you want to do as a content creator. You have to do as the silent lurkers act, right? How many times have you seen like a content creator, like a streamer, get baited by a random, viewer saying, man, you should play this video game, man, you should play this video game. That content creator puts that video game on, 50% of the chat just leaves. Because most people don't give a fuck to engage. They're just silently lurking, and their actions speak louder than words of a vocal minority that is so delusional and out of touch that they don't even understand. Me dropping all those weeklies is the best thing I could do for my channel. To hold on to them, to think that like there's something like magic gonna happen. Like, what am I doing this for? To appease a single viewer? It's fucking pointless. Cut the fat off the moment that it drops below a certain standard. And what's that standard right now? I'm talking about a 5% figure, right? The 5% of subscriber base to average viewership. So anytime a video, a series, like a weekly series, they can't even make 2,500 views, fucking gone. Here's another one right here that I'm going to be dropping. You ready? Classless Hero. I waited, right? I waited after a week to see, can you actually hit 2,500 views? It can't. It can't. And you can see that a trajectory of dropping, dwindling views as the story changes. People don't care about the story anymore. And I'm gone. You need to be ruthless about this. The thing that will kill your channel and the momentum is being held hostage by these fucking cry bullies that are like, no, you can't drop this. There's no one reacting to this anymore. Maybe there's a reason no one reacts to it. Maybe the content fucking sucks. Maybe the audience isn't there. And you want me to then keep taking L's, keep burning money for what? To appease a single person while sacrificing the majority? It is beyond stupid. Such a terrible, such an insanely terrible content strategy to like finish things for the sake of finishing. Then people will say, oh, you only do this shit for the money. And remember, how many times have I made a video about saying money is tied to views? But the views don't just show up out of nowhere. If something is getting no views, it means that your audience doesn't give a fuck. So why would you then continue to piss off your audience in order to satisfy this vocal minority holding everyone else hostage? It's honestly the real life too, right? In real life society and the world that we live in, there are these minor, just little fucking vocal minority groups that complain and are just like professional victims and will try to make the entirety of the world coddle around them while at the expense of everyone else. Never fucking do this shit. Be ruthless. Cut stuff off. Move. Give people what they want. And you know what? It's for the better. Never attach your emotions to this shit, bro. Because when you contextualize how this thing works, why the hell would you focus on this shit? Especially when these are tourists that don't even care about your content. If you are genuinely upset at me dropping a weekly series, and then you're not going to watch my channel anymore, I never wanted you from the beginning. You're a failed test subject. People should be livid, like cheering. They should be having a fucking ride on the street happy that like, oh, thank God, we're getting community series back. We're finally getting the content that we asked for. If you don't even watch the community series, I know that you're a fucking tourist that won't even stick around after the season of content is over. So you're telling me that I should invest into you? A tourist monkey that has no connection to my channel and my community? The more I explain this, the more ridiculous this sounds, right? Be ruthless with it. Do not be baited by these fucking cry bullies. These are like emotional terrorists, bro.